Hello everyone and welcome to Brave Soul's Utility Guide. If you haven't seen this show before, I basically take the characters you see on screen right now and place them under one or more of these categories. Sometimes they don't fall under any, or they kind of fall under some, and I'll put them under orbs and links only, but I'll make some exceptions sometimes. It's kind of up to my discretion because it's my show and I can do that. Yeah, so basically we're covering Squad 2 this time. I know Yoruichi is technically part of or affiliated with Squad 2. Two of her versions are technically the past captains of Squad 2. But considering there's a lot of Yoruichis, I'm just going to make a separate list just for her. Because there's like that would be like half the list if I included her on this. So I'd rather just do a list by herself. This isn't a tier list. This isn't a top 10 list or anything like that. It's mostly meant to help new players or players that are coming back to the game decide, you know, what they do with the characters that they have, because sometimes they don't know, or they summon a character and they're like, is this character good? Is this character good? And I get those questions a lot. So here we are. I made the show. We're starting off with Omada, both versions of Omada, then we'll get to the 11 Soyphones that you see up there. We're starting off with the OG version of Omada. He can flash step 2 times, so he's a little bit, you know, faster in that regard than other characters, but the attack speed and the clear time isn't great. That said, he is decent for support because he's got a boost move, strong attack too. He can actually deal damage. He's got frenzy, though not the highest stats. That said, his link is probably his best quality, or I guess his most useful quality, I should say. It's crystal drop rate at 17%, meaning that if you attach him to any characters, or if you use this guy, any crystals that enemies drop or anything like that, crystals or jewels that enemies drop, will be increased by 17% at the end of the level. This character is actually really good as a link, so if you have him, don't fuse him. Have at least 3 of him, because you want to use him as a, or I guess, yeah, have at least 3 of them, because you want to use him as a link when grinding out for crystals and jewels for when you roll, especially if you're a newer character. If you're running out of crystals and jewels, this guy's pretty good for that. Aside from that, though, decent support character, can deal damage thanks to frenzy, but I'm also gonna put him under orbs and links only because you want to keep multiples of him just for the links. It's a very interesting exception, but yeah, you kind of want him to use as a support character if you don't have another option, but definitely keep multiples of him if you happen to have multiples of him. Next, we have the tag team version of this character, Tag Team Omada. This guy is really good for one thing and one thing only, and that's his special. He can deal a massive amount of damage. He's got bombardment, and he's got a low stamina damage link of 30%, meaning that if your health is below a certain amount, I believe it's like 30%? I don't remember. But anyway, if your health is below a certain amount, your strong attack, or all of your attacks, deal 30% more damage, and for him that's really good because his special has bombardment, so his special already deals twice the amount of damage, and he's got that extra 30% going for him as well. So really good for specials. Not that great for everything else. He's got Berserker at 30 and Bruiser at 40, if I remember correctly. If his health is low enough, those numbers do increase by 30%, but that's not that much, especially nowadays, and since his stats aren't the best. He's really good against bosses, specifically Soul Reaper captains, because he's got both a Soul Reaper and a Captain Killer, but that's about it. It's only really good for bosses and only for that. He's also got a Pushback Strong Attack 1 and a Vortex Move Strong Attack 2 that also help with his bosses, and since he can flash them multiple times, he can avoid specials. But that's about it. I wouldn't even put him under high damage just because it's really only his special, and you can't really abuse that as much as you want. You only really have 1 or 2 chances at that, depending on where you're at. So yeah, versus bosses is pretty much all this guy's good for. Next, we have the Frenzy version of Soyphone. If you don't know how to get this character, you get a Frenzy ticket at the middle of the month for one of the login bonuses. You can pick her up from there. She's got 2 links, but that's pretty much all she's good for is orbs and links. She's not that great of a character. She can inflict poison, but her stats are not great. I would really only grab her, max her out, and that's about it. That's all you're good for, Soyphone. I'm sorry. Next, we have the OG version of Soyphone. This character has Frenzy, has a strong attack recharge link. Unfortunately, she has no range on her strong attacks, has really low stats, and some of her strong attacks take a little bit longer to activate. You can still do stuff, like get clear stuff with her, but it takes a long time. You're better off using another character. She's really only good as a link and as orb, so we're going to place her down here as well. Next we have Soyphone, the swimsuit version of Soyphone, the original swimsuit version of Soyphone, I should say, because there's two. This character is basically a copy of the OG version of Soyphone, with the exception of her killer. She's got a worse killer. The OG Soyphone has a hollow killer, while she has an Espada killer, and she's not good. She's basically got the same defects as the other one, except she doesn't have a useful killer, so she's not even, she's just orbs and links. We're just gonna cooperate. There we go. Alright, next up we have the Bankai version of Soyphone. Now, she was one of the original 6 stars, and she got shafted because of that. They did kind of fix her when she got resurrected, but she still has a terrible killer. She can inflict burn on everything she has, but it's not debilitating burn. She does have frenzy, but at the end of the day, she's not a good character. She's really only useful as a link, and that's about it. Even her secondary link, if I remember correctly, it's not that good. So it's really only that strong tech recharge link and the stats that you want for her. So yeah, we're gonna place her under there. Next up, we have the tag team version of Soyphone. Now, I really like this character. I really like, I don't know, I like the art of this character. I'm a big fan of this character. And I used her a lot when she first came out. She came out at a time where the characters didn't really have the best range on their strong attacks, but it was still not bad. It wasn't like OG level bad. But she did get some pretty good stuff with her resurrection. She's got decent stats. She's got a plus 40 bruiser and a plus 20 Nat link. Decent enough attack stat. She's got a vortex move, strong attack too. And she's got Debilitator. She can inflict debilitating poison on everything she has. She's actually a pretty decent character. She's useful against bosses due to her multiple flash steps and her debilitating poison on her vortex move that you can also use to trap them and then run away from them before they use their special. She's also pretty decent for autoing. She's not the best, obviously. She has a 60% magnifier on her normal attack, decent attack stat, and a vortex move, so she can be pretty good, but you know, compared to some of the characters now that have flurry, she doesn't compare to some of those characters that have flurry, but she can be a decent character for autoing if you're in a bind. Plus she's got a Soul Reaper and an Espada killer, if I remember correctly, so you've got a few options for that as well. Next up we have the Halloween version of Soyphone. I think this character's kind of interesting. She was one of the first piercing normal attack characters, but they weren't 120 mag, they were only 33% mag. That doesn't, if you're confused about what that means, just, she's okay. We'll just leave it at that, she's okay. She's got Frenzy, she's got a heal link, she's got a boost move with Enhancer. Overall, she's kind of, and I've said this before, she's a jack of all trades but master of none. She's useful in a lot of certain things, but not the best at anything. It's kind of a weird situation she's in. I'm gonna put her under auto because she can heal herself with her link, and she's got a boost move, so she's, you know, she can kind of survive it. She's ranged and her attacks are piercing, so she can, you know, she's useful for that. But you may want to really boost her attack if you're gonna do that. She's also a good support character because of that boost move, and she can heal herself so she can stay alive a little bit longer. But that's about it. I can't really put her under anything else. Just that, honestly. She's, like I said, she's not super great at that, at both support and autoing, but she can do it. Next up, we have one of the best characters to ever come out, even by today's standards. She's really, really good. Obviously, there's a lot of other better characters, but this Soyphone, the Lost Agent Soyphone, is still really good. She's got a really high SP, she's got Frenzy, she's got Flash Steps. Obviously, all these characters have multiple Flash Steps, but she's got Long Strike, which means that she can go, her distance for when she Flash Steps is extended, which is really, really useful for clearing areas fast and dodging enemy special. She's gonna fall under clear time because she can inflict debilitating poison. She's got great range on her strong attack. She's got a multiple Flash Steps with Long Stride. Really good character for clear time. She's also a really good character against bosses because she can inflict poison and dodge their moves. She's just an overall great PvE character. If you have this character, definitely 200. Don't even give it a second thought. She's a great character. She was a lot better back when Guild Quest was a little bit different because clear times mattered a whole lot more then. But she still holds up very well now. So definitely do that if you have max her out if you have her. Next up, we have the other swimsuit version of Soyphone, the pool. I think it was the pool party version of Soyphone. I don't remember the exact banner name, but this character has a really high attack. She's got a vortex move, strong attack 2. She can inflict debilitating paralysis on, I think, her strong attack. I think it's her strong attack 3 and her special. It's either, I think it's her strong attack 1, 3 and her special. I forget. Either way, it's debilitating paralysis on that, including her special. She's got a like really high attack, really high bruiser. She's a pretty good character to go up against with bosses, because you can trap them under that vortex move. You can stun them with your special anytime you want, and you can deal heavy amounts of damage. She's also a good character for autoing for this exact reason, but you know, obviously your special won't auto activate when autoing, but still pretty good character. Not the best high attacking character, but still pretty good. Next up we have Cacao Society Soyphone. I actually really like this Soyphone. She's one of my favorite characters to use. Her strong attacks can all of her attacks can inflict debilitating poison. Her strong attacks are actually pretty good for crowd control. They have a very high chance of inflicting the poison, and they help push enemies back. Her strong attack 1 is a wall of arrows with a really good range. Strong attack 3 is a full screen. Her strong attack 2 is a vortex move that pushes enemies back and racks up the combo incredibly quickly. So yeah, I'm gonna put her under crowd control and support because that crowd control is great. I'm also gonna put her against versus bosses because she's actually, out of everyone on this list, she's probably the best character to use against the boss. She's one of the best characters in the game to use against the bosses because of what she can do and what she can avoid. Doesn't have long stride, but does have the extended flash steps. I'm also gonna put her under clear time just because she can clear it pretty quickly. She's got a boosted strong attack damage link, so you can use that. But yeah, that's just great character. If you have her, definitely 200 her. Next up, we have the manga version of Soyphone. I really wish I had this character. She's really good. She was one of the first characters to have flurry and a decent killer. She's also got a normal attack damage link of 20%, so her normal attacks are going to deal a massive amount of damage. She's got a vortex move, strong attack 2, a vortex move that surrounds her, and it's also a boost move with enhancer. It's one of the few boost moves that actually changes her, so her normal attacks not only her attack stat doesn't only increase by 33%, it also gets an increase in magnification, so she can deal a lot of damage with her normal attack when boosted, even more than a regular boosted character would if they were to get boosted normally. She's good against bosses because of that vortex move, so we're gonna put it under there. There we go. For clear time, she's also got multiple flash steps. She can clear it pretty quickly, but compared to some strong attack recharge characters and strong attack damage characters, it's not as fast as all that. I am going to put her under support and crowd control because she's got that boost move and she's got that vortex move, and I'm also going to put her under autoing. She's actually really good for autoing. She's one of the best characters to auto with because of that vortex move, flurry, poise. She's just a great character. She's got an wrong card killer, meaning she's good in PvE and also PvP with what she has. It's honestly, if you have this character, good on you. I envy you. I wish I had her. Really good character. I almost want to put her under high damage too, because while she doesn't have any one particular move that can deal a ton of damage, if you get them under vortex move, they're pretty much screwed. You can just slaughter them with that normal attack. It's really good damage. So we're gonna put her under there as well. Alright, now finally we have the Christmas version of Soyphone, the last one to have come out so far, and a really interesting character, because she's kinda really good. Okay, she's got a really high SP, she's got Frenzy, she can inflict debilitating burn on all of her attacks, and her strong attack 2 is a hybrid vortex move, so it hits an above average number of times, increasing the likelihood of inflicting burn. She's got, like I said, she's got a high SP Frenzy, but she's also got Berserker at 20, so her strong attacks deal extra damage. They also have really good range. Unfortunately, they gave her a human killer, which is the worst killer in the game to have. It's only a 20% damage increase against humans, so it's not even the 40% that we get for Espadas, Captains, Zero Division members, things like that. It's 20% against humans, which is not even a mob enemy. It's very unfortunate. Aside from that, she's an excellent character, but she doesn't benefit from any of the killer multipliers, so any event such as inheritance zones, droplet zones, Senkaimon. I guess in Senkaimon she can be pretty useful since there are some rooms with bosses that are humans. But basically anything inheritance zones, droplet zones, or the weekly events that we get that multiply killers, she doesn't get the benefit from that. That said, she is still really good against bosses because she can inflict debilitating burn, and that strong attack 2 has a high chance of inflicting it. But aside from that, that's about it. I would also put her under clear time because she can clear, you know, the room pretty quickly, assuming killer multiplication isn't a thing. But in most things these days, killer multiplication is the thing. It's, you know, it's most difficult things include killer multiplication. So I'm not gonna put her under clear time. She's really only good against bosses, and that's about it. So yeah, that's the list. It's kind of weird that a character like Soyphone with multiple flash steps known for speed doesn't have a lot of characters under clear time. I guess it makes sense when you break down the individual characters. Some of them are faster than others, but you know, when it comes to absolute clear time, there's only a few characters that fit that category. But yeah, let me know what you think of this series, guys. I'm glad you guys are liking it so far. Next time we're gonna hit on Squad 3, which will include Izuru, it will include Gin, all versions of Gin, even though he's technically not Squad 3 for the entire thing. And I was going to include Rose, because he was a captain of Squad 3, but I think now I'm just going to do an entire thing of visors. You know what, I'll include the captain version of Rose, because he is Squad 3 then. And who knows, if the manga version of Rose comes out between now and then, we might throw him in there as well. But that said, thank you guys for watching, hope you guys enjoyed, take care.